Man, Pedro, watching out. Just kidding. Pedro's fine these days. Look at this. Look up this street. There's a theater. It's beautiful. If you turn around right here, this is Dean's shop. This is LA Fishing Lines. It's right here. So you got parking here, parking across the street. Everything's super nice down in Pedro these days. Y'all ought to come check it out. It's so nice that you don't even want to come down here in the evenings because everybody's down here having dinner with their family. Come on, we're gonna go see what's in my shore fishing backpack. Hey, Shanon Galiger here with Fishing Reps in the LA Fishing Alliance. I'm going to do a quick run through of just what I run around with in my my shore fishing backpack, because I love shore fishing. I think it's a really fun way to get out after work. I like climbing around and stuff. It makes me feel like a big kid. I get a little bit of exercise by accident. Accidental exercise is my favorite form of exercise. So this here's my backpack. I really like this. It's a roll top, open top type thing, so I can put a rod or two down inside of it. It's got this little outside pocket. It's semi-waterproof. I got like your usual stuff, sunscreen, chapstick. I got my needle nose pliers. Sometimes I'll run around with like some hard bait pliers, but these are nice for like that beast hook fishing because you can get it out of fish when you gotta force it. You can bend your hooks around to make them fit some baits. I got a little hook sharpener because sometimes you blunt the tips on your hooks and it's a whole lot easier to fix it. I'll usually run around with just 1 or 2 spools a leader. This is 20 pound because I think I'm going fishing tonight, and 20 pounds is gonna be plenty heavy for where we're fishing. That's everything in there. Try to keep things low clutter. The other thing that's just kind of hanging on here is my grabber. So this is a little cheapy grabber. I've put my own leash on here with a float just in case I grab a hold of the fish and this thing gets away from me. I'm not being a total irresponsible angler by leaving this thing stuck to a fish when it broke me off. It'll float around, you can cast crankbaits at it and have a whole new side quest. This thing's super nice if you're one of those folks who has a lot of stories about the halibut that you got to the bank and then freaked out and you lost it, or like the thing with Seabass you hooked in the harbor. You couldn't get it because it had a face full of treble hooks and you didn't know what to do and then it broke you off. This thing's cool. It's not like having a big net because it's not inconvenient, but it's also a really good tool, especially if you practice with it a little bit, for kind of like reaching down and just getting the lower lip of the fish. I'll usually loop my wrist, grab it, and then as soon as that fish is on there, it's doing all sorts of fish things, but this thing's got them. So especially fishing light line, you know, it's a nice thing to have. Inside of here, my handy dandy, I like those Dean stickers. Handy dandy measuring board, 22 inches, just so I know if I got a legal halibut. Legal Seabass, usually, I don't know, usually you'll know they're legal because they're big. So that thing's kind of nice. It's also just kind of nice to have a little rigidity in the bag that it gives. Check this out, just a thing of plastics, right? Like nothing. We're not running around with anything too involved, just a couple of rigged baits for when we want to change our mind real quick on what we're using. And we got some cool stuff down here, and check these out. Just absolute blade parties here on these slugs. We put a flashy swimmer, neck breaker, blade on the tail, cool stuff. And just your typical basic swim bait stuff, you know what I mean? Like, I just tend to keep them rigged up, ready to go. Keep a couple baits like that, and then keep a couple of options. You'll see that, I mean, there's a lot of plastic in here. There's really not a whole ton of terminal stuff. I'm not really running around with too much stuff. We usually have a pretty good idea of what I'm gonna be fishing for and what's gonna be biting. Kind of wild card. I always keep a couple of hard baits in my bag, so first and foremost, I keep that little Sammy 115. Every once in a while, you'll get the shot. Every once in a great blue moon, you'll get a shot at catching a topwater fish in saltwater. You'll take it. little DD100. The DD100 is great. This is another bait I don't use as much, but it's nice to have around. Lost my old one, so this one's new and shiny, but I have pointer 128 with some saltwater hooks on it. You run into something fun, you can throw that at them. So, like I said, these are just kind of a Hail Mary. Rod-wise, bait 7.5 medium heavy. What am I starting out with? Again, that little neck breaker with a flashy swimmer and a 4-inch torpedo. That's a fun combo because the flashy swimmer is not heavy enough to get down, so you can have fun, like making your own stuff, trying it out, doing new stuff every time you go fishing. It's fun. So, Seaborn Salty 150, super cool metal bait caster. This thing's an absolute tank. It's nice not have to worry about it, but you know, like you can get out there for a lot less. Rod's super cool, but the same story there. You don't need a million things to go fishing, but you do need the right stuff. And this is usually what what I like. If I take this stuff fishing, 99% of the time, I don't wish I brought more. So keep that in mind. Travel light. I like to say, pack like you think you're going fishing again tomorrow. Because if you find something cool, hopefully you are. And that's how I set up my shore bag.